Imagine living your everyday, day-to-day life with your family, and then all of a sudden, your village has been hit with a massive flood. So this flood has caused you and your family to evacuate your house and search plenty of miles to find shelter just for the night. While you guys are facing a flood, the people on the other side of your country are facing a massive drought, where agriculture is being affected and many food shortages are occurring. Because there's not an adequate source of food or water, many people are becoming malnourished, and this malnourishment is making them much more susceptible to infectious diseases such as malaria. Unfortunately, this is a cruel reality for many people in underdeveloped countries, such as Africa and Bangladesh. And both floods and food shortages are effects of climate change. And although we believe that this will never happen to us and it only happens to people in underdeveloped countries, we are also facing much more minor effects of climate change, such as a decline in bee populations, which causes our crops not to be pollinated, which causes us to lose many crops that we know and love, such as avocados, almonds, and coffee, all three things that many Americans enjoy. Today I'll be talking about climate change. When I first started COC, I took a biology class called Bio 106, knowing nothing about the environment, and by the end of it, I wanted to learn more, so I took more environmental classes and joined the Environmental Science Club, therefore kind of furthering my knowledge in climate change and environmental science in general. Also, according to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, there is a general 97% consensus amongst climate scientists that climate change is occurring due to human activities. So, typically, this is something that many scientists believe in. So, first, I'm going to talk about the effects of first, I'm going to be talking about the evidence of climate change. I'll talk about global warming, and then I'll talk about First, I'll talk about global warming. Second, I'll talk about sea level rise. So all of the information on the PowerPoints is published by an article from an article published by NASA on climate change. So global warming. Since the 19th century, Earth's average temperature has gone up about 1.1 degrees Celsius. And although this may seem like not a lot, it's very catastrophic for many ecosystems, and it's causing a big causing lots of Arctic ice to be melted. Also, our levels of carbon in the atmosphere have gone up immensely, and it's at a record-breaking high. And these levels of carbon dioxide, since it's a hot gas, leads to more global warming. Now that I've told you about the evidence for global warming, I'll tell you about the evidence for sea level rise. So due to an increase in melting Arctic ice, scientists have concluded that over the last century, sea level rise has rose about 2 feet. According to an article written by Alistair Duell, published by Climate Central, the annual rate of sea level rise has increased to 3 milliliters in 2014. Again, although this may seem like not a lot, it causes houses to be flooded, such as the ones in Africa and Bangladesh. Now that I told you about the evidence for climate change, I'm going to tell you about how it affects us. First, I'll talk about food shortages, and then I'll talk about respiratory illnesses. Global warming can lead to food shortages because it leads to loss of resources, such as water and energy. Global warming also leads to a decline in many different species populations, one big one being the honeybee population. Since honeybees pollinate hundreds of different types of food, without them, we don't have food pollination, we don't have crop pollination, which leads to no production of food. Global warming can also influence the price of food. When water and energy prices go up because of limited resource, so does the price of food. According to an article published by Citizens Climate Lobby, written by Alex Amonette, bees are on the path to extinction due to climate change. In addition to food shortages, an increase in carbon levels can also lead to an increase in respiratory illnesses. According to an article written in 2015 by Brittany Patterson, a journalist of the Scientific American News, asthma rates have risen dramatically. Between the years of 2001 and 2009, the number of individuals diagnosed with asthma rose by 4.3 million. And this rate is only believed to increase. In fact, scientists believe that by 2100, if our carbon rates do not slow down, 1 in every 10 individuals will have a respiratory illness. Now that I've told you about how climate change can affect us, let me tell you about our current administration's view on climate change, as well as what you can do about it. So currently, the Trump administration does not believe in climate change. Donald Trump, in fact, believes that climate change is a hoax created by the Chinese to benefit their economy. He has taken, an article written by Rebecca Gasper of the World Resources Institute explained that Trump has taken many environmentally steps back from what Obama did, such as having budget cuts to the Environmental Protection Agency. Although Trump doesn't quite believe in climate change, there are many things that you can do to help reduce your own impact to climate change, such as voting for representatives that take your stance on climate change, reduce, reuse, recycle, of course, and riding your bike more to destinations that are close by, using your car less when you can. So now that I've told you about the evidence for climate change, the effects of climate change, and what you can do about it, I hope that you guys come from this presentation thinking about your own carbon footprint and what you can do to decrease it, and how it affects many people, including those in underdeveloped countries.